So just a minute guys, I'll connect and I need to do few settings. Hello guys, I guess my audio is fine now. Hello. Do let me know if my audio and video are fine. Uh, I could see it's fine, but just let me know from your end so that I can, like get confirmed. Just a minute, let me share. So this was like my first time recording the video from Ubuntu. So there were few hiccups, but I'm back. Okay. Mm, I guess my audio and everything are fine. If not, do let me know. Okay. So today we'll be discussing about Burp Suite. Okay, so Burp Suite is one of the good tool that we guys can use, and it's very good tool because you learn a lot. Okay, when you're doing web application pen testing or some sort of like CTFs as well, so it will be very helpful for you guys. Okay, so I hope my screen is also visible. So let me get the confirmation. Yep, it's fine. So you can see this is my Ubuntu. So I've been recently switched to the Ubuntu, and it was working fine. So if possible, I'll make a video on this thing, like what was my experience and everything all about. So but as of now, we will discuss about the Burp Suite. So Burp Suite, you can find it. Okay, so it's a free. There are two types of versions in Burp Suite. One is like community version as well as a professional version. So you can just go to Portswigger. So I think it's in products, I guess. You can go to the community edition. You can download the latest version or also the old version. Anything is fine. Okay. I'm unable to see the chat. Can any one of you guys like mention something in the chat so that I can get confirmation whether I'm able to view it or not? So yeah, community version, you can just go to straight to downloads. Okay, you can choose anything of your choice, like Mac or Windows or whatever it is. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, fine. So you can do anything, but you can always go with the latest version. But the problem with the latest version is like most of the functionality you can get for free is in the professional version, in the paid versions. Okay, so let me close up some stuff. So now in order to save some stuff like this, so what we will be doing is like you can always go with the latest version, but also you can go to the old version as well. So my recommended version is 1.7.36 or 1.7 series. Okay, so this is the version that I recommend to most of the people. But like 1 minute. There is something on my screen, just a minute. And tomorrow there will be another video coming up, so which is like related to the pen testing bootcamp. So where I'll be sure telling you how you can find the exploits and stuff. Okay. Okay, /burp.s. Sorry. So now I'll share back my screen. Okay, I think it's fine now. So my burp is starting up. In the meantime, I'll tell you. So this is my burp suit. I generally use 1.7.34. You can use anything. So this is like a professional version from the organization that I work. Okay, so if you want, you can always go and get the latest version. Okay, but the problem is like I told you, right? So most if you're trying for the community version, then it will be not much useful. So spidering and some functionality will be missing out guaranteed, and you will be also it will be asking you every time to pay for money or sort of stuff in order to utilize those functionality. But if you go to this 1.7.3 or 1.7 series, you can get all this stuff for free. Okay, so you can get good understanding, like for example when you are doing the intruder attacks or sort of stuff, like brute force attacks or sort of stuff, it will be limited, but you'll have more functionality in the 1.7 series. Like I use the both latest version as well as the old version, but I will be showing you the old version because I guess most of you guys may be working with the 1.7 series. Okay, so this is my thing. Okay, so you can see this is my burp suit and this is a professional version. And also I'll be opening my Firefox so that I can show you the attacks and stuff. Okay, so like there is some issue with my JRE, so Java runtime environment. So yep, like what I did is like I downloaded a jar file. Okay, and I created a small script. Okay, so that I don't need to remember the command every time. Okay, so every time I run this script, you can see this is burp.sh. So this is the script that I run every time and it run. Okay, so instead of going to that location, everything, it is what it is. So for the first time, whenever you're setting up, so just go and search for Foxy proxy. Okay, so Foxy proxy is an extension for like so what happens in the burp suite is like, so every traffic that is going from and through our system, like coming to our system, is going to be managed by the burp suite. It is going to be some sort of like a man in the middle attack. So as we discussed in the network, so everything happens in the form of requests and responses. So the burp stays in between you and the server. Okay, so every request and every response that you're going to receive is always going to come through the burp suite when you when you create a proxy. So this is the Foxy proxy, something which helps you in do that. So just install that. So my recommended choice of browser here is Firefox, but you can always go and choose anything you want. Okay, but okay, so now this is the icon here, so you can click over here. Like I already have it, but for the first time you can click on the options. Okay, click on add and just mention the name like burp suite or sort of stuff. Okay, and provide the IP address as 127.0.0.1, which is a local host, and the port is going to be 8080. Okay, so once you do all that, click on save, but I'm not going to because it's already installed. Okay, so So I'm facing bit issue with my cold, so just don't mind. Okay, so that is one thing. And once it is done, you need to go to this location 127.0.0.1 port 8080, and there you'll find something like this. Click on CA certificate and it will be downloaded. Okay, so this is a certificate from the burp suite, like from the ports figure. And now you need to go to the settings, and I think in privacy and security, you'll find a location called as the certificates. Yeah, view certificates. Just import the certificate. Okay, so I think in downloads, for example, this one maybe. So it's already installed. Okay, so it is already installed, hence it's fine. So once you click on the import, right, there will be two check boxes. So do check those check boxes, because if you don't do that, then there is no use for the certificate, installing the certificate. Okay, so yep, that is one thing. This is the basic thing you need to do in order to set your burp. Okay, then we'll be testing most of our attacks on something like a PHP one web, for example. This is one good application we can test all our attacks on. Okay, you can choose anything. You can go to like some sort of track me room, and you can choose anything. If you have like a damn vulnerable web application installed, you can go there and you can do this stuff as well. So anything works fine here. So first let's start the proxy. So just click on this icon and just click on burp. Okay, now let's go to the burp suite, and here this is how the basically it will be looks like. So target is a location where you can see all the targets, like everything, all the target host names which are going through the system. Okay, and also by default it is going the burp suite characters and everything are going to be in a small way. So you can go to the user options, and in display you can configure them, okay, to the size that you required or size that you like. Okay, so that is one thing. And target is a location where you can see all the targets that are going through, and proxy is a section where we'll be mostly working on, and spider is a section which is used to spider. So this is the main functionality, because that's the reason I recommended you, most of you guys, to start with the 1.7 series. But that's fine. So scanner is one sort of like vulnerable scanning sort of stuff. Intruder, we will discuss an attack with an intruder. So repeater is one good thing. Sequencer, decoder, compare, and all this stuff we'll be going to discover in this video. Okay, so first proxy. So go to the proxy section. So most of the time you will be working in the proxy section only. In the latest versions you have a browser integrated to this burp suite, but it doesn't work fine most of the time. So even though if you want it, you can use it. Okay, no problem. So intercept on or off. So intercept on in the sense like you want to view all the communications that are going or happening through the system, like not viewing in the sense like it wants to like stop the every request that you're sending. Okay, for example, if I click on intercept is on, and if I go, you can see there was some request. You can just forward them or drop them. You can just reload this page, and if you can come back to the burp, you can see there is a request. Okay, so this is the request here, a classic request. So there is a get request. Okay, this is based on HTTP. The host name is testphp1web.com. User agent and some sort of basic stuff here. So you can click on forward or you can click on drop. Okay, drop is not required. But now if you go to the targets, you can see a couple of targets here. Okay, you can see testphp.1web as well, which is going to be our target. So you can right click over here and you can spider this host. Spider is nothing but like you'll try to find out the directories and directories and files. So let's click on yes, and click on yes. Okay, fine. So now we go to the spider section. It is going to ignore form. There will be a couple of forms, you can ignore them. Okay, that's the reason I don't do most of the time. So if you have some sort of a password sort of thing, you can just mention them, and the spider is going to do that, like enter them on behalf of you. Okay, just a minute guys, I'll be back. So guys, I'm back. Okay, so like as I told you, I'm having some issue with my uh with my nose and mouth. So yep. So I guess it's fine now. So let's come back. So you can see the spidering is working. So where you can see the spidering results is like you can go to the target and you can just expand this. Okay, you can see there are some couple of files over here, so you can just go through them. So this is same thing like we already discussed about some sort of tools like Derpbuster, Derp, GoBuster sort of stuff. So this is also same, so it works fine, absolutely fine, but it creates a lot of traffic, so keep that in mind. Okay, so that is one thing. So spidering is one of the very good functionality that we guys will always always you'll be thankful for this thing because it's very useful. Like previously I used to run this Derbuster and sort of stuff while doing some bug bounty scans or sort of stuff, but things change, so spider works fine, so I mostly do the spidering and it works fine. Okay, so how spidering works is like, so it goes through the every request, it goes through the source code and it tries to find out everything. You can see you found a user info page. You can see here, if you click on anything here, you will be getting something like this. You can expand, I can like adjust them. So request is something like this, and in the response you can see what sort of response you're getting as well. But since this is a user info page, so it is asking me to log in before in order to view some sort of a request. Okay, like some sort of the information about the user. So this is the basic thing, like you can go through them. Sometimes you may find vulnerable locations or like endpoints, JavaScript files and sort of stuff. So there were few extensions as well for that. So I'll be telling you all of those. I'll be telling you all of them so that you can implement them. Whether if you want to do CTFs or whether if you want to do bug bounty. So that's it. So now coming to the proxy, you can go to the here. There are subsections in the intercept section. As I told you, we can see all the requests and the responses. And in the HTTP history, you can see what are all the packets that are gone through. Okay. Sorry. And in the WebSockets history and options, you can see some like in the options you can see there is something like lhost as well as the port. So you can configure them as well. Like you can click on edit and you can configure them. So to the port 88, like once when I was studying, so I used to have Oracle SQL which used to be running on port 8080, and I configured I configured the burp so to a different port like 8181, and it worked fine. So here you can even import or like export, you can regenerate the CA certificate and sort of stuff, and these are some options you can always play with, but for beginners these are fine. Okay, so now go to the intercept. So I'll show you how you can even view the responses. Okay, so that is going to be the thing. So let's reload. Let's go to the intercept on once again. The intercept is on. So let's reload this page, and here you can see few options here. Like you can drop in the sense like nothing. It says like the request is dropped by the user, so nothing much. So intercept off, and let's reload the page once again. And you can see this is something like this, and you have like few options, like you can right click or you can click on action here, anything is fine. So you can send this to any location like this scanner, intruder, repeater or sequencer or anything like that. So these are some locations, and you can even view the response. So do intercept response to this request. Okay, so if you want to view the responses, so click on forward, and you can see this is the response. You can see response for the sort of stuff here. So you can see the source code is here. You can go through the headers, and you can see this is I think this is mine I guess. No, mine is Ubuntu 22 or something. So hex, HTML and render, like render in the sense like what the source code looks like when it is rendered in the browser. So that is thing. You can click on forward and you can intercept this off, anything is fine. Okay, so this is the basic thing you can do. Like you can edit them as well. Okay, so based on the requirement. Okay, and the next thing we'll be discussing about the spidering. So spidering is already discussed. I think it is running. So you can see 97 requests are being made, and data is also like 5 lakh some sort of data is transferred, like bytes is transferred. It's very big when you are dealing with some sort of like big applications. So spidering consumes a lot of data as well, like all other applications too. Okay, so that's nothing more. In the options, you can see a few options as well. So you can even submit some values and sort of stuff if you want to. You can do them. Okay, these are like you can play with these options, but these are fine. So now let's go to the intruder section. So before going to the intruder section, so let's go through this application. So let's click on your profile, and you can see there is some sort of a page here. So login page here, they deliberately give the test use, the username is test and the password is test. So let's try this thing. So let's assume that we don't know the password, so let me give password as the password. Okay, and let me turn on the intercept. Okay, and this is just going to be how you can do a brute force attack. So click on login, and you can see you got the request here. So just right click, send this to the intruder. You can intercept this off, you can off that intercept. Now you can see host and sort of stuff. You can go to the positions, and here there may be some couple of stuff. You can click on clear. If you want to add, if you want to do brute force attack on this location, you can click on this and you can click on add. Okay, so sniper and sort of stuff, there are few types of attacks, we'll be discussing them as well. So in the payload section, you need to mention the payload. Okay, for example, test is a payload, pass. Okay, so most of the time when you're doing CTF, so you can use rocky.txt, it's fine. And sometimes the person who made that CTF may give you sort of a word list you can call, and it works fine. So now if you can come back, you can see if I give a wrong details, what will I get? So I'm not getting anything here, so that's fine. So okay, now you can click on start attack. So how you can distinguish with the correct password in the sense like through the length or through the status. So status codes are something like the 200 series, it means like it is it's fine. 300 in the sense like it is redirected. Okay, 400 in the sense like the server doesn't contain that, like that application doesn't contain that location, and 500 means a server error. Okay, and you can also see the length is nothing but the length of the response. Okay, so how big the response length is. Now you can see compared to that of others, the status code is different as well as the length is different. So now we can go to the response and you can see everything that has happened here. Okay, so that is one thing you can do. This is very simple thing, but let us assume that you don't even know the username as well. So let's click on add for the username as well, and let's go with this battering ram, I guess. No, cluster bomb. Okay, so cluster bomb in the sense like you will be giving two different payloads in the two different locations. Okay, so you can go to the payloads. So let's do something like this. Okay, control X or control C, clear. So first we don't know, so the first in the sense the username. Okay, admin. Okay, Satvik. So this is some locations, and in the second location I will be pasting them. Okay, I'll type it once again. Okay, so these are some passwords, like assumed passwords, and now you can click on start attack. So now you can see a battering ram is a sort of attack in which we will be giving separate payloads for every separate field. Okay, so now again here you can see there are some couple of stuff going on here. So you can see the status codes, you can just click on them so that it will get filtered out. So 200 is the status code, and also length, you can see the length is 6240. So hence the username and password is test and test. Okay, this is a simple thing that you can do. And the repeater is also one sort of stuff. Okay, I open this. So let me reload this page once again. Okay, you can right click and you can send this to the repeater. So repeater in the sense like there is nothing new here, like it will show the request and the responses side by side. You can click on go and you can see a response here. Okay, so where how it can be useful in the sense like when you are doing some sort of attacks, and if you want to see how the responses are coming up, you can use this repeater. Okay, it's very fine, it's also very useful. And one important thing is that decoder. So decoder is also very, you can decode or encode into like plain URL HTML sort of stuff. Like for example, I'll give Satvik encode as base64, and you can see this is base64. For example, I'll copy this, Control X, I'll decode it as base64, so you can see how I'm getting it done. So this is one thing, and compare and all these are like different. These you may not find all of them in your latest versions if you're trying it out, but yep. So burp extensions are one good thing. You can always try it out. So you can go to the extender section here. You can go to the B App Store and you can search for like extensions. For example, one thing that I told you back then is JavaScript, JavaScript Finder. I can say the JS Link Finder. So for this, you need to have download this Zython. So Zython is something like Python plus Java. Since Burp is based on Java, so in order to run some sort of Python applications, you need to use Python. Okay, you can just go there, you can download the latest version, and then you can install all of them. You can try it out. Okay, in project options and sort of stuff, alerts and sort of stuff, you can go and you can check them out. So this is the basic version, guys. Like oh, I forgot, I removed this. 1 minute. So this is something you can test it out. Okay, so I just gave you a basics for you guys, but this is not complete. Okay, so I'm not even feeling well with my mouth. So yep, I think we'll wind up with this now. So if you have any questions or anything, you can just go ahead and ask. But also, I'll give you a resource where you can learn more about this this burp suit. Okay, you can go to my channel. In the playlist section, you can find my playlist on burp suit. Okay, I'll share this in the chat so you guys can. This was my playlist. You can, if you want to learn more, you can go through them and you can learn. Okay, but I think that is it for today. So if you have any doubts, I'll be out for like 10 or 20 minutes. You can just go ahead and ask your questions. Okay, so yep. So you can ask your query, guys, if you have anything, or you can just wind up. We can just wind up. And also tomorrow I'll release a video on we close this as well. Tomorrow I'll release a video on how you can find exploits, and not only on burp, not only using metasploit, but also some other applications as well, so which can be useful while when you're preparing for like OSCP and sort of exams. So go ahead and shoot me your questions or suggestions. I'll check them. OSINT is like open source intelligence. So like you try to find out the information through the open source stuff, like from Google or sort of stuff. So I made a detailed video on that, Sunny. You can go and check it out on my channel. So there is going to be a playlist called as OSINT playlist. You can go and check that out. So one thing that I observed when I'm doing this thing is like Ubuntu is struggling a lot. I don't know the reason, but it is struggling a lot. So Ubuntu is struggling a lot. I don't know how the stream quality is and sort of stuff, but in CPU you can see everything are clocked at like 90% sort of stuff. The memory usage is fine, so it's like 4.5 GB, okay, of like 16 GB, and yeah, that's fine. But okay, OBS is taking up a lot of resources. 60% of the CPU it is taking up. Maybe the OBS is not optimized well for this operating system, I guess. Chrome and everything are like normal only. Okay. So any questions or anything, guys? Hello. If you have any questions or anything, you can just quickly ask me, okay, so that we can check that out. How to use Burp suite, I just covered it. I just gave a basic information backup, but I can check out the playlist that I am pinning. Okay, so you can check that playlist out, and it will be going. It is going to be helpful for you. So even you guys, if you want to learn more about Linux and sort of stuff, you can just try this thing out. So I think that is it for today. So even I'm not feeling well, so I'll meet again, okay, so in the next video, and also by next week we'll be winding up the stream, okay. So really thank you guys for watching the stream. This is Satvik signing off. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye.